Hi, I'm Harish and I lead platforms and community at AngelHack. And this is Learn with AngelHack. It's a series where we talk about anything under the umbrella of tech, design, entrepreneurship, and startups. Today's session is how you can get steps to learn how to get your first role or your next role in technology. And our speaker for today is Bio, who's our AngelHack ambassador from Africa, and he is also a community and developer advocate, and is also a Web3 enthusiast. Bio is going to share 10 important steps that you can take to get your first or next role as a newbie in tech. Over to you, Bio. I don't think we can hear you or see you.
So
Yep, go
can
ahead.
anybody hear me? Just use the
Yeah.
chat section. You can hear me.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I was saying that one of the things we tech folks don't realize is looking for a job is also a full-time job. And in the process of looking for jobs, there are few practical steps you need to take for you to get that next job or that first job of yours you are looking for, and which I'll be sharing tonight. And the first practical step I'll be sharing with everybody here tonight is, I'll be sharing how to be accountable. One of the things I've noticed is things are learn all the hard skills that we need. We have all the gadgets, but one of the things I've noticed is we don't learn some of these soft skills that makes us have jobs in tech. And one of those soft skills is to be accountable to yourself. And when I mean accountable to yourself, how accountable you are. Most of us, if we are being asked when we started learning how to code, some of us may not be able to have a definite date. Somebody just know that, I just stumbled online on an online tutorial and I just felt interested and just let me try it out. You need to be accountable to yourself. Like I said earlier, job search is also a job. It is a job to look for a job. So you need to sit down with that mindset, knowing that, looking for a job is also a job, and I need to be focused on looking for a job. And looking for a job, like I said, you need to be able to be accountable to yourself. One of the ways you can be accountable to yourself as a tech person is make a list of probable roles you want to work in. Make a list of companies, make a list of all the roles that you would like to work in those companies. Make sure you have that list ready, whether you want to use a Google Sheet, whether you want to use an Airtable sheet, whether you want to use a free no code tools online. But make a list, have that list. Have the list of companies you've been hiring for to work with. Have a list of those companies that, you've been checking them out at the moment, you've been seeing how you want to work for this company. Make a list, make a list of companies, make a list of those roles you would like to work in. Just make a list. Like I said, one of the advantage you want to do to yourself are, we that get the jobs in tech, we always have something we always fall back to. We have a list we are always working on. We are not just working on one thing at a time. We have a list we are always working on. So make a list. Make a list of those companies you would like to work in. Make a list of those companies you would like to work with. Have a list of those companies you would like to work in. Make a list of those companies you would like to work with. Have a list of those companies you would like to work in. not enough to say, oh, I applied for 500 companies last year. Make a list of those companies you're applying to. Make sure you have them detailed down. Make a list of those companies you want to apply to. Make sure you have them detailed down. Make a list. Be accountable to yourself. Don't just say, oh, I applied for 500 companies last year. Make sure you have them detailed down. Make a list of those companies you want to apply to. Make sure you have them detailed down. Make a list of those companies you want to apply to. Because you just say, oh, you just see a job on LinkedIn and just apply. You see a job on job level, you just apply. Set a target for yourself. Have a target and say, this week I'm focusing on applying on
'Bio, I think we lost you. We are not able to hear you.
you want to take, or oh, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now, but not sure when you transitioned to step 3. We were still at being accountable in step 1 when we lost you.
Search, like I said, be prepared with your CV, be prepared with your cover letter. Most of us, we are at this stage where when we write our CV, we don't know how best to criticize or how best to review our CV. And that's why I listed in one of my points is allow experts review your CV. Allow experts review your CV. You need an input of an outsider to give you hints, to give you points, to make sure to show you what you are not seeing on that CV. Because of course you wrote that CV, you cannot see the weak points, you don't know how to see the loopholes. Allow experts in your field, whether you're a designer, whether you're a developer, whether you're a marketer in tech, whether you're a customer support or you're a marketing support or you're in DevRel, Allow an expert in your specific field of endeavor review your CV before you send it out. Be prepared to ask questions about your experience, about your background, about your skills, about your experience. Emphasize how important or how very important a personal portfolio is. Build a personal portfolio. Build a personal portfolio. Build a personal portfolio, like I said. No matter how small that portfolio is, no matter how small your portfolio is, no matter how shambles they are in, just continue building a personal portfolio. As people in tech, you cannot overemphasize how personal portfolio. Keep practicing, keep learning. Practice makes perfect. Keep practicing in your field of endeavor. Keep building, keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. We need to realize comfort of your home, searching for jobs without meeting people, without meeting folks in tech. You need to meet people in tech. You need to network. Your potential employers might be in that next virtual meetup you are supposed to attend. Your potential colleague might be in that next meetup or that next event you are supposed to attend. So join virtual meetups like this, join tech events, depending on the type of jobs you are looking for, whether you are a marketer or you are a customer support, join customer support events. Whether you are a techie person, join a developers focused event, join events, local events, virtual events, global events, and join events. And joining event does not just stop at say, oh, I've come to join this event and all of that. Joining events is majorly specific and focused on networking. You are joining events to network. You are not just joining events just for going sake. You are joining events to meet your potential employer. You are joining events to meet your colleagues. Join events to meet your potential employer. Join events to meet your colleagues. Join events to meet your potential employer. Join events to meet your colleagues. Join events to meet your potential employer. Join events to meet your potential employer. I want to be very tight online with just 3 people in this event. So join local and virtual meetups, join events, network with people, join events and network with people. Number 5 is join online communities. One of the very do good you want to do, or one of the very good technology has offered us, is the opportunity to join online communities. 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 In all spheres of life, join online communities. You cannot overemphasize the values of joining online communities. Online communities are so important in this journey. Join online communities, contribute with members of online communities, interact with members of those communities. Don't just join online communities for saying, oh, I'm on this community. What do you want to gain just joining the community? So join online communities, contribute, interact with members, and feel free to share whatever you are building in online communities you are joining. As developers, as designers, or whatever we are in tech, one of the 6 practical steps you could use in getting in your job search journey is contributing to members of online communities. 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 Is contributing to members of online communities. software, are those apps. Open source are those things that you can modify. There are those softwares that are built under a license where people have the opportunity to contribute to. And as a designer, as a developer, you always have the opportunity to contribute to open source. So contribute to open source. Contribute to open source. There is always one way to always contribute. There's always one way to contribute to open source, whether as a developer or as a designer. So one of the things you want to also include in your job search is to contribute to open source. Make open source contributions your priority. Make open source contributions your priority. Make sure that you are always leader. You can, whether as a community manager, that's the contribution to open source as a community manager. As a developer, it is also contribution to open source. Whether as a designer, you could volunteer to design a page or a web app for an open source community or an open source software. That is also contribution to open source. So the 6 practical steps you want to take is contributing to open source. And like the name implies, open source is free to contribute. In fact, there are some competitions that reward people for contributing to open source. Competitions like Oktoberfest and Google Summer of Code and all of that, where you can find them online. They reward people to you also use the project things you are contributing to open source. Those contributions you are making to open source, they get added to your portfolio. You get to get them added to your portfolio. Those stuff help you build you up. So contribute to open source. Look for open source communities. Find ways you can contribute, whether as a designer, whether as a developer, whether as a marketer, even as a community manager, or whatever you are doing. Contribute to open contributing to open source. And it is not far-fetched. It's something beginners can do. So one of the things I employ beginners to do is start looking for open source communities you could contribute to and start contributing. The 7th practical step is volunteer to fix bugs for free. Yes, average developer or is as a junior developer, I still need to have a stand in tech. And one of the ways I can have a stand in tech is volunteer to fix bugs, volunteer to make designs for free. Well, I know people have issues with free jobs. I'm not saying go and do free jobs and all of that, but one of the ideas I think is imagine you as a designer contributing for free to Facebook, and Facebook gives you the opportunity to add those projects to your portfolio. Whether they agree with it or not, you are already a contributor to Facebook. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take that from you. So volunteer to fix bugs for free. Volunteer to make designs for free. Volunteer to make projects for free. Volunteer to make designs for free. Volunteer to make projects for free. Nobody can take that from you. World of tech, there are also organizations that reward people for fixing bugs, for fixing bugs. There are organizations that reward junior developers, beginners developers, mid-level developers for fixing bugs on their website. Some of them are bounty hunters organizations. Some of them has to do with bounty.
Okay, I think you're definitely having quite some issues here. Let's just wait for a minute or two for Bio to probably come back. And if that's not happening, we'll probably reschedule this. Yeah. Can all the attendees hear me? Can you just reply in chat if you are able to hear me? Just say yes in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, Bio, they are able to hear me. I think it's probably an issue at your end. Should we reschedule this for next Sunday, same time? Does that work for all of you? Next Sunday should be about same day. I think, I mean, for 1st of May, same timing. Does that work for all of you? If yes, please reply in the chat and I will reschedule this. Bio, does rescheduling work for you? Please text in chat if that works, and we can probably get our internet issues resolved by then. I think you have some great content. I am really worried that content is getting missed because of the internet issue. Sure, Abubakar. We'll send an invite. Since you've registered, you should receive a notification that this has been rescheduled. That shouldn't be a problem. We'll make sure you are aware. By if you're still around, can you confirm if next Sunday same time works for you? Or we can do Saturday also, same time. All right. I think I'll see you next Saturday or Sunday. We'll confirm the time and update the Zoom call and let you all know. Sure, Jody. Let me check the time with Bio and see what time he's available at, and we'll schedule it. Bio, what time are you available next Saturday or Sunday? Can you do Sunday afternoon? Are you able to hear me or listen to me? Yep, I think I'll coordinate with Bio and get back to you on when this will happen. You should receive an email notification from Zoom once I update the dates again. I'm really sorry for taking up your time on Sunday evening and not being able to finish this session. Really not in our hands, but hope to see you next week whenever we reschedule this again, because the content is amazing and I think this will really help all of you. And thank you so much for joining us today on a Sunday evening, morning, whatever time you are at. We'll make sure this works the next time, and see you then.